Imagine a world where the color of your skin doesn't determine the kind of interaction you have with law enforcement. Is it an unattainable dream, or a future within our grasp? Let's delve into the journey of police reform in the United States since the tragic death of George Floyd. On May 25, 2020, George Floyd, an African-American man, died in Minneapolis, Minnesota. His death, caused by a police officer's knee on his neck, sparked a global outrage, leading to widespread protests and calls for police reform. In the immediate aftermath, a ray of hope emerged as bipartisan efforts began to pass reform bills. However, this initial momentum began to fade, with disagreements over issues such as qualified immunity hindering legislative action. Qualified immunity, a legal doctrine that shields government officials from being held personally liable for constitutional violations, became a sticking point in these discussions. As the deadlock continued, the tragic beating and death of Tyre Nichols in Memphis in January 2023 reignited the call for change. Despite this, progress on federal legislation remained stalled, and the path for police reform in Congress grew uncertain. Nevertheless, the President of the United States, Joe Biden, took a stand. He signed an executive order on policing reforms and called for the retraining of police officers to use deadly force less frequently. This marked a significant step towards building trust between law enforcement and communities. Still, the struggle for police reform wasn't confined to the halls of Congress or the Oval Office. At the state level, initiatives began to investigate and reform local police departments. While some cities passed policing reform bills, others reverted to their original police funding models. So, where does that leave us? 4 years on from George Floyd's death, the issue remains a deeply personal and pressing concern for many communities, with ongoing calls for accountability and systemic change. The road to police reform has been long, fraught with setbacks and victories, but the journey is far from over. In conclusion, the struggle for police reform is everyone's fight. It's about creating a world where everyone, regardless of the color of their skin, is treated with dignity and respect by law enforcement. So stand up, speak out, and push for the change you want to see, because together we can make this dream a reality.